Welcome back. Now, Tyler, you know Frank Haith won AP Coach of the Year. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, the AP Coach of the Year award, it's a regular season award. So that's why Frank Haith won it. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, Missouri lost in the first round at Norfolk State. We all know that. But awards aren't given out for the postseason. Frank Haith took this team at the beginning of the season when Lawrence Bowers got hurt, 7 scholarship players. We know the whole spiel. We've gone here the whole year. I think he did a tremendous job with this team, getting them to buy into a system. A lot of people say he inherited Mike Anderson's players. I've never liked that theory in sports simply for the reason that you have to get players to buy into your theory, your system. These guys like Marcus Denman and Kim English have played in Mike Anderson's system for 3 years. And even Phil Pressey and Matt Pressey have known Anderson for their entire life. Yeah. So to get them to buy into his system and play that well, win 30 games, win the Big 12 tournament title, I thought was vastly impressive. There were definitely other deserving candidates like Bill Self, Tom Izzo, but I think Frank Haith, I thought was very well deserved.
Now, you mentioned that you didn't like the word inheriting someone else's class, but I think that's actually a great word to describe what Haith did this year because it just goes to show how tremendous he was. He took someone else's recruiting class, he took all the style of play that the other coach wanted, and he turned that team, that wasn't even really a team last year. We know that they imploded at the end. They weren't a team. They were just 5 guys playing basketball. And he turned them into a real team and got them 30 wins for just the second time in school history. I think other people like Bill Self, Tom Izzo, like you mentioned, John Calipari, had a legitimate shot to win it. They were very deserving, but I think what Haith did this year with this team was just incredible, and I think he was hands down deserving.
And you mentioned the style of play, which Mike Anderson's style of play, it's 40 minutes of hell. It's fast break, push the tempo. Haith got these guys to slow down, play a more ball-controlled offense, don't turn the ball over, and hit your jump shots. And speaking of jump shots, Marcus Denman was in the postseason three-point contest, the college three-point contest. He did lose. He advanced out of the first round, but he got knocked out in the second. Any thoughts on that performance and what are Denman's NBA chances?
Well, I wasn't really surprised with the three-point contest performance. He only shot 41% from 3 this year. He had a better year last year shooting the 3. He was the lowest total in the first round, so he immediately had to turn around and take a quick second round, and I'm sure the fatigue probably played into the fact that he only made 13 in the second round. So I wasn't too surprised with his somewhat early exit, but I was glad that he made it past the first round. Showed Missouri pretty well.
And what about the NBA? Do you think, starter, bench player, what round he might go in?
Well, I've looked at some mock drafts around the internet, and a lot of people have him going kind of late in the second round, mid-second round. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm sure if he gets into the right system, a lot of people have the Celtics taking him. They think Doc Rivers can work with him pretty well. But I think he's definitely a player that wants to win more than a lot of players do, and I think that's something you really look for in someone.
I love Denman in the NBA. Personally, I don't think he's going to be a star. I don't think he's going to put up, buku numbers in his years in the NBA. But the guy is just a stone-cold killer as a jump shooter. He has ice water in his veins. It's like the most overly used cliche, but it's so true with him. The guy just pulls up from anywhere, and he can hit that shot. He has that confidence. But the one thing I love about Denman that's going to transfer well to the NBA, he can rebound. He's a guy that crashes the boards. He's not going to take plays off. He's just a very hard-nosed player who can score the basketball consistently, but then give you everything that you need at the other end as well. Great guard, great defense, and amazing rebounding as well.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Another one of his teammates, Ricardo Ratliff, took home MVP honors at the College All-Star Game this past weekend. He scored 21 points on 7 of 11 shooting, and 10 rebounds. Tyler, what do you think his chances are of making it in the NBA?
I'm not as high on Ricardo Ratliff. I think Ricardo is a very solid player. He has obviously very efficient from the field this year, awesome on the block, but his offensive arsenal in terms of moves, kind of limited. We got used to seeing that, that right-handed baby hook all the time, and teams started to catch on to that and would shut him down and force him to do other things. He's not a great pull-up jump shooter when it's in terms of mid-range. I think he's definitely going to get a shot in the NBA. He might not get drafted. I could see him possibly not getting drafted and somebody giving him a shot, but he's got to amp up his defense and his rebounding. There were times this year where he got eaten alive by Thomas Robinson, and I remember when we were, filling out our brackets and such and picking Mizzou to go so far, I don't even want to know what Kentucky would have done to Ricardo Ratliff, especially Anthony Davis. It would have been ugly.
I completely agree. I do think he has his bright moments like we saw against Baylor. He really stepped up and he played out of his mind, but I think overall it is just a little bit too weak on the offensive game, and he can improve his defensive game. He shot a really high percentage just like Joakim Noah did back in college, but I don't think he has the same kind of skill set that Noah had so that they can be the same kind of player. One last little question. Kim English, do you think he has any shot? He tried to leave a year ago, but didn't turn out so well.
I think Kim, if any Tiger helped his draft stock this year, it was Kim English. Not for the simple reason that he can shoot from the corner and hit those elbow jump shots. The guy played tremendous defense and showed that he can rebound for a 6'5" forward. He's not going to have to play power forward in the NBA. I mean, that's completely unreasonable. But as a 3 or maybe even as a 2, I love Kim. I think he's a very smart basketball player. If you ever go on Twitter and read his tweets, he's a student of the game. He's every day he's watching the footwork of guys like Rip Hamilton, Ray Allen, guys who come off screens and hit jump shots, which is exactly the type of player he is. And that's going to be his role in the NBA. I can definitely see him getting picked in the second round and contributing off the bench.
I'm not so high on him as you are.
Really?
I think he could float around the D-League for a couple years, but ultimately I don't think the NBA in his future. I think he's a great guy and he's a great college basketball player, but I don't think he has the skill set to make it in the NBA.
Really? Not even like coming off the bench just for a few minutes, like, Kim, we need a jumper here. Can you hit this? Or no?
Not so much, no. I don't think he's the assassin that Marcus Demon is, kind of looking for that one-shot guy, but
I never thought that we really got a chance to see Kim's athleticism this year. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
I used to see it in warm-ups all the time. He would be the one like throwing down these wicked dunks during warm-ups, and I'm like, where's this in the game? I mean, Kim could do it. I never see him put it to work.
Maybe he just plays a lot more conservative on the court than I guess he does in warm-ups, which I guess there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Well, our time as guest host is up, folks. Stay here for Tailgaters with guest host Andrew Kaufman and Warren Sales, and then make sure you don't go anywhere before seeing the best game show since Hollywood Squares, Triple Play. Keep up with the latest sports news on our website, mutv.missouri.edu, and make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at MUTV23. For Ben Yarrington, I'm Tyler Greever, and hopefully you'll see us again. Good night, guys.